Hello, it's Nikki. How are you doing? I am recording this on the last day of April. We're about to go into a brand new month and I've been doing some planning and thinking. My run this morning was one of those that was very illuminating. All of these thoughts and feelings were coming out and about to play, and my only role in that is to quickly capture them when I get home. And I also have been known to run along with my phone and my voice note app open and just talk into it. And then after a while, I can't run and talk at the same time. Anyway, here are 5 things that I'm going to be doing in the month of May, and they fall into 5 very neat and lovely categories, and they may be things that you want to take away, play with. You might want to come and do Jam and Plan. That is a really great planning tool that you can use immediately. So here we go. The first one I want to share with you is memory. Now, I recently did this exercise that I've spoken about on here, where I basically tracked my career to date. And I did a deep dive into my life and my business so far, because there are so many clues in there. And certainly at this stage, I really feel like I'm expanding and I'm growing and I'm going to the next level. And I think that there is such goodness in where you've been before. And so I tracked my life, I tracked my business, I looked at my money, I looked at where I was living, what was happening, what was going on. And one of the things that I noticed was that May for me was often one of those months where things shifted. And not just kind of tipped from April into May like some other months might. Maybe there was a house move, maybe there was suddenly something difficult in my life that was challenging. But that was one of the themes. Like, there was something about May, that energy of, right, let's go. Maybe it was coming up to halfway through the year. What was I doing? What was I all about? Where do I need to go next? And so it led me to think, okay, if May this year, 2024, is going to be that month for me where things start to shift, or, you know, when you're at the gym and you're on one of those machines and then you suddenly dial it up, what does that look and feel like? And why am I doing that? What am I hoping for? So I want you to think about this month ahead and really consider what changes you want to make, what you want to do more of, what you want to do less of, and really get into the nitty-gritty of it. And I always talk about this, about detail, the importance of it. When you've got detail, it's so much easier to action, to move forward upon, and it feels really good as well. Because as you go through that process, you feel like you're making progress, you can tick things off, and, you know, you're off. The second thing is money. I've got a big money goal for May, and when I'm thinking about this, I'm not just thinking, right, I'm just going to make more money. Right, I've got to work harder. Push, because I want to remind myself that I have been at this thing for a long, long time. And there are many things that I can do that will shortcut the process. And one of the journaling exercises I've been playing with is, how can I make money in a more easeful way? And there's been lots of things that I will go into in the coming months that I've really been playing around with in my business. And lots of things have been working and bubbling and moving. And that's really exciting to me. I've also just finished a 6-month program with Dodd. I did her Plenty program because I also knew that there were some money stories that I wanted to clean up and release and let go of. And I can't recommend the program enough. I think the community is great. It's not your typical female entrepreneur where everybody's like, I'm being quite careful about what I'm saying here, but I've sometimes been in those communities where everybody's really shiny and really smiley and they don't share their truth. Like, they share a version of it, but it's it sometimes feels like a polished housewife version from the 50s. And Ray's group is not like that. It's very human. That's what I want to say. It's very, very human. If you're interested in joining Plenty, I believe that she's opening it up again in May. I am an affiliate, so you can use my code, my link down below, and come and join us, because it's lifetime access. So I am still very much part of that community. I love reading people's wins and changes, and also challenges as well. The amount of times where people just step in and step up and help people, it makes you feel less alone. So that is a lovely thing too. Number 3, moves. There have been things on my to-do list that I've been meaning to do. You know, that email that you wanted to send, that course you wanted to buy, that headshot shoot that I really need to do. I need to get on with it. So moves in May is going to be very paramount for me. And I really want to step things up and do what I say I'm going to do. I want to have that running to-do list of getting things in the diary, getting things planned, and really making progress on there. The fourth thing is about momentum and essentially moving the needle. And this is perfect for this time of year. And I want you to think about what this means to you. Maybe you have been trying some things, you've been doing what you need to do in your business, but now it's time to try something else. Maybe it's time to quicken up the pace a little bit. So maybe you want to add a few more things in, be a bit more consistent with it. Or maybe you want to be a more bolder version of you, essentially. I think so many of us can play it safe sometimes, or do things that allow us just to blend in. So we're not kind of standing out or drawing attention to ourselves. But the thing is, my friend, we have to. The internet is so busy. I think that people are still tired, and we need to make it obvious for them, and we need to support them. And we also want to attract the clients that we absolutely can help, and repel, in a non-nasty way, obviously, but repel the clients that we are not right for. This is about being more of you and really creating that momentum so you feel like you're in the right circles. Likewise, if I was going ahead and I was running a marathon, I would want to surround myself with people who A, had run a marathon before, or B, just believe that I could do it. I don't want to be carrying people being like, yeah, I don't know, like marathons, like, could you die? Yeah, I think you could. Or like, oh, I would never do that. I'd never, like, no. The energy has to be right. And working with your ideal clients is a great way of doing that. Number 5, magic. Your unique magic. This is so important. And sometimes creating this magic is a spontaneous magical moment. You know, there's sometimes moments in speaking events where somebody's asked me a question, and in that moment there's been such a connection between the person asking and my response that I felt the room change and shift, and people suddenly breathe differently, and then you suddenly hear people like scribbling down and writing. Sometimes it happens in a very spontaneous way, and I love that feeling of magical transformation in a room. But I also want to talk about it in a very planned and purposeful way in terms of what you're doing. And what I'm actually going to be focusing on in terms of May is bringing my magic to my one-to-one things, but lots of the things in my shop I'm actually going to be closing down, and I am going to be reopening them at a different stage. But for me, it's so important because over the last couple of years, I've created so much growth in my own life and in my own business, and I've trained so much, and I've really elevated things, and I really want to make sure that all of that is reflective in my content and what I'm offering you, and not leaving anything behind. And so I am going to be having a few things that you can purchase from my shop, but for a while the other things are going to be on pause. And I'm not going to lie, that sometimes feels a little bit risky. Sometimes that feels a bit scary because essentially, you're taking money off the table. But I am here for the long game. I've always said that. I'm here for the long game. I'm here to do a great job. I am here to really step into the full version of myself that I want to be and really help you at the level that you deserve. So I will keep you posted on that. I will probably do more videos around it, but for the time being, I want you to think about what those 5 topics mean to you. Number 1, memory. May will be the month that will change everything for you. 2, money. What do you want to make this month? How do you want to make it? 3, what moves do you need to make this month? 4, momentum and moving the needle. And section 5 is all about magic. How can you bring your unique brilliance to everything that you do and sprinkle it all around? And so exciting. Let me know what you're doing. Also, book in with me and we can create a plan. We can do this on your terms in a way that suits you. And I love being that person that can really hold that space for your big ideas, your big dreams, and who it is that you want to be in the world. That is always my greatest honor. So drop me a message, let me know, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.